只有1.5米的净深。哇，这个高度有点吓人。
Hi, welcome back to my channel. In the past 2 episodes, I visited 2 major sites in Hongyuan, the Hanging Temple and Mount Hengshan. In this episode, let's turn our focus to the town itself.
住在一个县城的一个居民区里面。这是一条巷子，两边2排房子。我这个房子刚好是朝南朝阳的。这边远处的山就是衡山，非常近，感觉只有几公里的样子。这就是北岳衡山，然后左边这块出去就是街道，出门也比较便利。这个露台特别大，应该是扩大过的。原来应该是在这个，现在这么大。然后房东把小院整得也不错，这个小楼梯下去。这个院子只有2个房子，楼下一间，楼上一间。这间周边就这一间装的比较好，别的可能都是自住的。这一家，然后我这个阳台有点大，都能够看到别人家里面了，隐私有问题。这边也是可以看到别人家里面，还能看到别人有个人在那里。这房子后面也能够看到，你看后面当地的住宅都是这种2层小楼，带一个小院子。这烤的什么呀？
鸡，晚上也卖。
就是
中午和晚上。
中午到晚上啊，闻着很香。这柿子这么大。山楂。
Hongyuan may seem small with a population of around 80,000, but it has a long and layered history. About 1,100 years ago, to avoid flooding, the original town was moved here and rebuilt in the shape of a turtle, a octagonal layout that can still be seen on the map today. More than 800 years ago, during the Jin Dynasty, the Yuanjue Temple and its pagoda were built here. Over 700 years ago, in the Yuan Dynasty, Yun'an Temple was constructed. Its murals are among the finest still surviving in China. And about 600 years ago, during the Ming Dynasty, the local government office was established, along with the Confucian Temple. What's remarkable is all of this can still be seen within the old town today. So let's begin our walk through Hongyuan.
鞋垫全部出的，买啥啥鞋，买啥啥鞋。
不行了，我的发型。
黑的怕人，白的比较可爱活泼。去玩吧。现在前面这个塔呢是圆觉寺，右手边这个应该是永安禅寺。先去逛一下这个。哇，这边还有个阁楼，老远就可以听到风铃的声音，非常清脆悦耳。
Yuanjue Temple was built in 1158. Most of its original buildings survived until the early 20th century. But during the Japanese occupation in the 1930s, the wooden halls were destroyed. Only this brick pagoda remains. The other structures you see today were built in the 1990s.
第一层有一个门，上面还有锁，应该是第一层应该是能进去的，上面好像就不行了。看砖塔，这个龙拱都是其实是砖做的。
The pagoda has an octagonal base with 9 levels of eaves. Only the first level is accessible. This type of structure is known as a multi-eaved pagoda. Unlike the pagoda I showed earlier in Hohhot, where each level can be entered. Although made of brick, the eaves imitate wooden constructions. The details are incredibly refined. Layer upon layer, they create a strong sense of rhythm.
看这个塔基上面这个小雕塑，好像是一些音乐舞蹈的雕塑。
Around the base, there are 40 relief carvings of musicians and dancers. You can clearly see the instruments used and style. At the top stands an iron phoenix. It can rotate with the wind. The direction it faces shows where the wind is coming from. It is considered one of the earliest wind indicators still preserved in China. And after more than 800 years, it still works. Right next door is Yong'an Temple. The layout is well preserved with 4 buildings along the central axis. The archway at the entrance is a common feature in traditional Chinese architecture. Like an overture, it sets the tone for what follows. This one is covered with green glazed tiles and combines ceramic sculpture, wood carving, and painting direction. It is remarkably detailed. On both sides of the gate, there are glazed brick reliefs, showing 2 dragons chasing a pearl. Each piece was fired separately, then assembled into the final image. The result is vivid and full of movement. I really like this detail. The highlight of the temple is the last hall on the central axis, built in 1315 during the Yuan dynasty. Compared with the Liu and Jing buildings I visited earlier, you can see new architectural features beginning to appear. Glazed tiles are used more widely. Wooden doors and windows become more intricate. Decorative elements are richer, and the colors more vibrant. Just look at these blue tiles. Stepping inside feels like entering an art cherry. On the roof structure, ancient craftsmen combined carving, woodwork, and painting to create a miniature celestial palace. I have never seen anything like this anywhere else. The real highlight is the mural paintings. On the north wall are the 10 wisdom kings. They appear fierce and intimidating. These are restful forms of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, meant to overcome human ignorance and attachment. But look closely, at the side of each hand, there is a small Buddha figure. That is their true form. One figure stands out. He is tearing open his old face, revealing a calm and compassionate Buddha within. This striking image is known as the face-tearing Wisdom King. On the other three walls are scenes from the water and land ritual, the largest ritual ceremony in Chinese Buddhism. The murals depict hundreds of beings invited or guided during the ritual. They are arranged in 3 levels, nearly 900 figures in total, from Buddhist, Taoist, and secular traditions. All of them show emotion, their long robes flowing freely, forming a grand procession. Imagine these figures slowly beginning to move, perhaps with AI. It would be an incredible sight.
这什么瓜？
蚕豆。
蚕豆。这个是什么？
豆干。
哦。
这一共多少钱？10块。
有没有稍微热一点的凉粉？不能。
那不有稍微热一点的凉粉？不温的
啊？
不温的，不是。
啊，温的也行。
那你再给我付5块钱，我去拿个事儿吧。
公园的特色小吃凉粉，还有一个是馅饼。这个凉粉特别好吃，入口特别爽滑。然后还有蚕豆，脆脆的。还有豆腐干，也很好吃。这个凉粉夏天吃就太爽了。现在冬天是常温的，还行，吃点也不算凉。馅饼是猪肉馅的，一扫而光。文庙。
After lunch, I visited the Confucian Temple. In ancient China, these temples were both places of worship and official centers of learning.
这个文庙跟大同那个文庙肯定是没法比的，规模肯定要小一些，因为级别不一样。那个文庙是祭祀孔子的地方，所以大成殿里一般都有孔子的雕像。上面这个牌子一般都是这个匾，一般都是写的万世师表。
This hall is the main space for honoring Confucians, and beside him are his 4 most important disciples.
“这个文庙跟州府它是邻居。
Behind it is the lecture hall, where teaching once took place.
“这个里面现在已经没有内容了。 这个大成殿背后4个大字儿，有点看不清。忠孝节义。哇，这个地方可以远眺衡山。
进来看看吧。
我说您是什么时候开始学国画的？
我10多岁啊。
10多岁就开始画了。
14、15学的画，到现在画了60年。
60年了，老画家。这是条龙吗？
龙，你从那儿看。
就是近看树枝，远看是龙，是吧？
龙。
哦，这边是龙头是吧？
是的。
哦，但是龙头那边挡了一点，好像。
哎，对，你不能把龙画出来以后，你再点着睛，那多么？
对，那就太具象了，是吧？
太俗气了。
啊，太俗气了。对，就这样看出来，其实这个龙的形态还是很清楚的。
对。
傲雪迎春。哦，这是您画画的地方，平时。
哎，这是我。
啊，平时就在这儿画呢。这幅还没有画完是吧？
没有了。
正在进行中。这是一个扇面，相当于是。
Next, I came to the former government office of Hongyuan. It served as administrative center during the Ming and Qing dynasties. The layout was established in 1374 and remains remarkably intact. The complex consists of 5 courtyards aligned along a central axis.
这个猫真会抢语，哎，跑了，打扰了你的清静。
The second courtyard was administrative core. On one side, offices handle personnel, finance, and education.
找了一下，没找到牢房，可能是被围起来了。然后这边是看公房、办公室，古代的办公室。
On the other, military, judicial, and construction affairs. At the far end stands the main hall, where officials read imperial edicts, held ceremonies, and tried major cases.
清慎清，哎，这3个字是给官员说的，一要清廉，2要审慎，3要勤快。
If someone was found guilty, he would receive a rent token, followed by punishment.
乱棍可以打人，吓唬人的。然后这2侧还有一个是幕厅，还有一个是议事厅，进去看一下。现在也都是展厅了。辽金时期的甲胄，当年他们穿的这个甲胄就是这样一片一片的金属片串起来的。也有皮的，这是皮甲。 这个能防刺刀吗？应该也可以吧。这个官宣，这个鞋跟现代的鞋某些方面还是比较有相似的地方啊。这个就经常见了，这个好像电视剧上看到清兵打仗的时候，一般都是戴这样的头盔。这个原来是叫凤翅盔，明朝的官帽。哇，这个裘皮大衣啊！这不就是现在的皮草吗？哇，这个看着很奢侈的感觉。啊，去后边看看。退寺堂。这现在放的都是展品。一般是在上午、下午在二堂办公啊。哦，这个茶室做挺好。州府的最后面就是内院了，内院就是州官和家属居住的地方吧。
Further inside were private offices and living quarters. Today, some of these spaces have been adapted into a tea house and even a hotel. For a few hundred yuan, you can stay here and experience what life was like for a local official.
找到了牢房，原来是在这里。这小房间现在看着都很压抑。哇，里面隔开的这么小的一间，看犯人戴的枷锁，这个是套在脖子上的，还有这种，这个是脖子上套的，然后这两个是手腕上套的，这都是古代的刑具，各种各样的，看。哎呦，吓死我了！啊，以为有个人。哇，这也有个人，有点吓人哎！我操 ！Oh my god！ 啊！我操！好吓人哎！这是凌迟处死。凌迟就是把犯人身上的肉一刀一刀的割下，直到犯人死去。哇，这个太痛苦了！哇，这太恐怖了！还是现在社会好呀。古城的旅游地图。这个古城面积不大，逛起来非常紧凑，从一个景点到另外一个景点，大概步行几分钟就能到。哎，上面还有人放风筝。放了多久了，小朋友？半小时了。放这个累不累？不累是吧？往回拉的时候费劲不？ 有点费劲儿，得使力才能拉回来，是吧？完了，你快要掉下来了。哎，这过去了。
After visiting the historical sites, I wandered around the town. As evening approached, older residents practiced Tai Chi in a quiet corner of the park. Children played football and flew kites on the field. Life here felt calm and hurried. I spoke briefly with a local resident. He told me he used to study inside the Confucian Temple as a child. And suddenly it struck me how unique it must be to grow up in a place like this. For centuries, generation after generation has lived here. They must have heard the bells of the ancient pagoda, seen the murals of Yun'an Temple, climbed Mount Henshan with friends, and perhaps in a moment of doubt, visited the Hanging Temple in search of answers. A single life lasts only a few decades, but when people become part of a place like this, their lives quietly bled into its long memory, becoming part of a story that continues through the centuries. And perhaps someday they too will be remembered for a brief moment by someone else. In the next episode, I will travel to another nearby town, Yingxie, to visit one of China's most treasured wooden structures, a pagoda as tall as a 20-story building, as tallest and oldest fully wooden structure still standing in the world. Thank you for watching, and if you'd like to keep exploring China with me, you are always welcome to join me in the next episode.